welcome back to my channel and another recap for Music Moguls. That comes in first place for this recap. You win first place. JD. Trying to turn Carson to a superstar. He has a fan base, but he wants him on a bigger level. So he gives him like the talk about music, what he wants to do. And Carson said he was a mix of like pop and hip hop. And JD was looking like, do you know what pop and hip hop is? And he was like, yes. And he was comparing himself like he wanted to do something Chris Brown did, with the way Chris Brown did, I think for like Forever with the hip hop, but then it was like a slightly pop. And so he plays him a track. Oh my goodness. So it started off simple and I was like, okay, JD, this little basic beat. But then when it broke it out, I was like, what? So Carson gets in the booth and he goes in. He's like, girl, the idea was him trying to say what's up to a girl, not trying to fall in love, but just trying to holler. And so Carson gets in there, gets in the booth, and he's like, I'm just trying to say what's up, what's up. Everybody was in the studio just going off, and I was at home like, this is hot. I can see this being played on the radio. JD, you know, sometimes I don't give you credit, but on this one, yes. Eating popcorn while the people in the booth. Carson was in the booth and JD all, okay, let me get my popcorn ready. Anybody got some butter, got some salt? And then I'll never shake his hand. I'm like, did you clean your hands? Anybody trying to touch that butter and that salt on your fingers? And then what they leave with? Some residue. Does surprise Carson with Bow Wow, and Carson's like, Bow Wow, what's up, man? Like, oh my gosh, it's Bow Wow. And it was just like the big brother giving the little brother advice on how to be a child star, how to handle it, and how JD is a perfect fit for him, and what JD did for his career. So I mean, it was cool to see that. Going to Dame Dash, and Dame Dash has finally gotten back to LA with Raquel. And okay, side note, they do not feel like a couple to me. You know how couples hold hands from time to time? I'm trying to say they lovey-dovey because Dame is that hardcore dude, but it's just like, it looks like a business situation. Like, she works with him, but it feels like that's just it. Like, they have a working relationship. He's just talking to her. She's like, okay, taking notes, walking with him. And even when he introduced her as the other half, I was just like, really? Really? Like, I wonder how he was with Aaliyah, because with Raquel, I don't feel the love. Raquel to a house, he's like, you see this beautiful house? She's like, yeah, this is great. And he was like, yeah, but we need some money to continue this lifestyle. I was like, you know how you hold up a cookie in front of kids, like, you see this? You see how you can have this? But no, you need to get good grades in order to get this, and then you eat it. It's like, dang, you just sold her a dream, and really? But yeah, they had a meeting with Byron Allen because he wants to make content, but he wants to get his money back from his investments, including the movie Too Honorable, the one he's producing with Kanye West and creating. And so he meets with Byron Allen, who creates content, because that's what he wants to do. He's done with the music stuff. Byron Allen meets with him, and he talks to him and shows him the movie. And he was saying how he needs to get $1 million back from another company that he invested in. But he was like, gave him a little sign, then like, oh, but if you want to invest in my stuff, like to Byron Allen, you can. Byron Allen was trying to ignore that. So he's like, okay, so what do you think? So Byron Allen thinks that the content is wonderful, but he gave him a little like advice without saying, no, I don't want to invest in your stuff. Dame like, you know what you can do to make bucks? Invest in that soundtrack, okay? I think you'll make all the money back that you need if you just... So Dame's just looking at him like, okay. But after he finishes, Dame's like, I kind of burned those bridges in the music industry. I don't think nobody want to work with me. I was like, dang, Dame. It's a lot of people that don't want to work with you, period. Like, let's be honest. It's like you have ideas, you have things, but the things you did in the past, the skeletons that you have, they come to haunt you. Like, you have to be, I said that in first episode and second episode recap, you have to be humble in this game. And on to Snoop D-O-double-G. Okay, so he's interested in making gangster musicals, and he has one called G7, and he's playing the music to it. Oh, amazing. I don't know about the content because he didn't really show that, but I know the music part, it's a hit. So he talks about it with his people, and he was like, yo, if this makes a lot of money and it's successful, we can just keep on making it, just making content, because the directors in Hollywood and stuff like that are not coming to Snoop like, yo, here's some money, make what you want to make. So he's trying to do it on his own. And so he meets with Dame. That's the big thing. He meets with Dame, showing him what he has, his studios, and what he records with. And Dame's just looking like taking it all in. Like, Raquel, you see this? Take pictures. Take pictures just in case, you know? And so he breaks it down to him, talking about like what he does and how much money he invests. And Dame's like, like, what do you do? Like, how much money? And Snoop was like, well, I don't spend over 100K when it comes down to like stuff like that. So Dame was looking at him like, well, I put in a million. Like, I'm dumb. I was just like, yes, $1 million into something. And it's just like with Dame, you don't really have any like support in this industry like you did back in the day when you were rocking with Jay-Z. Like, so it's just like you really don't know who's going to invest and who's going to say yes. So you put all your money that you worked hard for into something you don't even know is going to succeed. And it may be great content, but because people don't like you or because they don't rock with you, it's like, yo, they could just be like, no, I don't care. It may be great, but I'm not going to invest because it's Dame Dash. So it's like, yo, that was just dumb. But not least, Birdman. So he talks, well, he's watching Jacquees's music video Bounce, and I love that song, by the way. Jacquees is so amazing, but Birdman's like, he my next superstar. I was like, yes. I honestly feel like he should get rid of all the other people from Rich Gang, because I've heard some of Rich Gang's songs, even some of the stuff that hasn't been released to like everyone yet, and I'm like, no. You need to keep Jacquees because he is going to be successful, even bigger than what he is now. And yeah, you need to get rid of those other people pretending to rap. Like, no, you need to get some people that are tough. Like when Wayne came in, he was Nicki, Drake. Yeah, like Jacquees, yes, he can be the next superstar. But when it comes out to the other people, I just feel like they leeches. That's just my opinion. But one thing that stood out to me when Birdman was in his confession, he said, to sustain, you have to work hard and play hard. It's not like, oh, you could just play and just eat up all the money. You have to work hard too. And I was like, yes, I absolutely took that away from that part. But he also wants to have his last solo album. He wants to call it La Familia. And he wants to have Drake, Nicki, just the people that rock with him on the album. And he runs it by his daughter Bria. Oh, she's so cute. But yeah, so she's like, oh, this is a great idea. I think you should do it. And she wants to know about the status with Birdman and Wayne. Are they cool? What it is? What's up? And so he's like, yeah, I think that we are getting back to what we used to be. He's my son forever, Bree. He's my son. So, yeah, I think that he thinks that eventually he and Wayne will squash the beef, which after seeing the first episode and knowing that he's connected to Universal, and even if he said yes to Wayne's album, Universal could have said no. I feel like Wayne is going through a lot. It sucks to see one of my favorite childhood rap, like that was my childhood really, like Wayne, Block is Hot, when he was in the Hot Boys, stuff like that. So to see him have seizures, have to go to the hospital, still try, like self-destructing, it's just so heartbreaking to see. So, I just feel like he needs more positive people around him. I know Mac is super positive, Mac Main, but he needs more people that are going to tell him no. Like, you need to get it together. You need, because some people feel like, oh, it's Wayne. He has power. He could fire me. No, you need to go down in history as someone who told someone no to better their lives instead of saying, like, yes all the time and watch them self-destruct and die because of the things that they do, like lean and doing all this. That's just not cool. And to see him, like, go through that and the seizures and smoking and stuff like that, he has to eliminate that stuff out of his life